So, shall we start now, Mr. Pankaj?
Yes, Bante, we can. Namo Buddhaya
Mabudaya.
and Vandami Bante. Welcome to Fundamentals of Buddha Dhamma. Today is week 3, session 6, and this is still continuing our main topic, life and message of Buddha. Today is the last session on that topic. Next week onwards, we will be moving on to fundamental teaching of Buddha, and that would be 10 sessions. I request Bante Dhammaloka to please start the session's proceeding. Bante, please go ahead.
So, I homage to Triple Gem and my teacher Acharya Buddharakita Bhanteji and my parent, Mama, Papa, and all participant, Upasak, Upasika, and hearty welcome to you all. Uh, so, today is the one more day we have opportunity to cultivate merit, which is very important. So, before to start our Dhamma talk, we'll do puja. So, everybody listen because this is also kind of meditation. So, we are going to recite today Moro Paritta, one Paritta. Paritta means protection discourse given by Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa iti piso bhagavan arahang samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno sughato lokavido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattha deva manusanam Buddho Bhagavati Namo Tassa Samma Sambuddhassa Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Panayuko Paccatang Veditambo Vinyohiti Namo tassa niyanika dhammassa supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho ojupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samechi patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho yadidang jattari purisa yugani atta purisa bhoggala esa bhagavato savaka sangho ahoniyo pahoniyo dakkiniyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyang ketang lokasati Namo tassa attariya puggala mahasanggassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Vipati patibahaya samba sampati siddhya Sambhadukkha vinasaya sambhabayang vinasaya Sabbharoga vinasayang bhavedigayokadayakang Sabbhalokang hitataya paritang tang vanamai Samanta cakkavalesu atra gaccantu devata Sadhammang munirajasa sunantu sagamukadang Dhamma savana kalo ayang badanta Dhamma savana kalo ayang badanta Dhamma savana kalo ayang badanta. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Udetayang cakkuma ekaraja. Harisavanna pathavi vavasso. Tang tang namassami harisavanna pathavi vavassa. Taya jagota vihare mudevasang. Ye brahmana veda go sambadhamme. Te me namo te changmang palayanto. Namatu buddhanang namatu bodhiya. Namo vimuttanang namo vimuttiya. Evang so paritang katva moro sarati esana. Avetayang cakkuma ekaraja. Harisavanna pathavi vavasso. Tang tang namassami harisavanna pathavi vavassang. Taya jagota vihare murati. E brahmana veda go sambadhamme. Te me namo te changmang palayanto. Namo tu buddhanang namo tu bodhiya. Namo vimuttanang namo vimuttiya. Evang so paritang katva moro vasana kappaiti. Etena sajja vajjena sottite hotu sambada. Etena sajja vajjena sambaduka vinasatu. Etena sajja vajjena sambhavayang vinasatu. Etena sajja vajjena sambaruga vinasatu. Etena sajja vajjena hotu te jaya mangalam. Etena sajja vajjena patu te ratanataya. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu samba devata. Samba buddhanubhavena sada sotte bhavantu te. Bhavatu samba mangalang rakkantu samba devata. Samba dhammanubhavena sada sotte bhavantu te. Bhavatu samba mangalang rakkantu samba devata. Sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotte bhavantu te. Avivadana silesa niccang buddhapachayino. Cattaro dhamma vaddanti ayuvanno sukhang valang. Ayu arogya sampati sagga sampati mevacha. Ato nibbana sampati imenate samijjatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So I request all Upasak and Upasika, you undertake 5 precepts, it will be very good. So just you follow me. Okasa
Okasa
ahang bhante
ahang bhante
saranena
tisaranena
addhi
saddhing
panchasilang
manchasilang
dhammang yacchami
dhammang yachami
anukang khatva
anuggahang katva
ilang detha
silang detha
te bhante
me bhante
Tutiyampi.
Dutiyampi.
Yampi.
Tatiyampi.
Okasa.
Okasa.
Ahang bhante.
Ahang bhante.
Saranena.
Tisaranena.
Saddhim.
Saddhing.
Sasilang.
Panchasilang.
Dhammang yacchami.
Dhammang yachami.
Anukang katva.
Anuggahang katva.
Silang detha.
Silang detha.
Me bhante.
Me bhante.
Anukampang.
Anukampa.
Upadhaya.
Upadaya.
Yamahang vadami thang vadetha.
Bhante.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. 3 times.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Saranagamanang paripunnang.
Bhante.
Panatipatha veramani.
Panatipata veramani.
Sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnadana veramani.
Adinnadana veramani.
Sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kamesu miccācara.
Kamesu miccācara.
Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musavada veramani.
Musavada veramani.
Sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramereya majjapamadatthana.
Surameraya majjapamadatthana.
Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sadhu 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 tisaranena saddhing panchasilang dhammang sadhukang surakitang katva appamadena sampadetha.
Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, one against, I welcome those who joined late, and many of our venerable also join. I pay my salutation to all venerable Bhantes. So today my topic is the religion of freedom. So on this topic I'm going to speak now. So first of all,
Bhante, can I ask you to make the mic closer to your mouth, Bhante?
is it all right?
This is much better, Bhante. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. So today I am going to speak on the religion of the freedom. This is my subject today. So religion, first of all, we must understand the religion. What is the definition of the religion? There is the Latin. They say religio. Religio, and the English they translated religion. So the meaning of the religion is something like a binding of community, particular sect. So binding and rebinding. So that is the definition of the religion. And the binding is the something like a there is no freedom. So this is the definition of the religion. So religion is the no freedom. Religion has taken all the freedom. So that whatever we do and whatever we think, that will be taken care by the God only. So that is the God center. So and we nothing to do. Whatever we want, everything will be do by God only. So that's why there is no freedom. And we have to believe and pray. That is the religion. So the religion is something like a sect, particular community, particular group. That is the religion. So if there is a particular sect and particular group, then there is no freedom. Then they are something like very limited. So that religion is very limited. So the formation of religion and origin of religion, if you analyze, so in ancient time there is some natural phenomena happen. Natural some phenomena happen. So that time the people they think, they believe there is something like a natural force and natural things that happen. Then they have a lot of fear, and they have no confidence to face. So that's why they create something like a religion which can make free from the fear. So then they'll have a little bit confident, and they'll be free from the fear. So that is the origin of the religion. So then they have to motivate it, and now there's something like they interpret the religion is the come from divine, and some the intellectual uh, little the free thinker, they consider the religion is something like a human made. So like this. So then the man and religion. Of course, the man people, they cannot live without religion, even today also, now also, because the people are the living with a different kind of fear, like the fear of the losing job, losing money, fear of sickness, fear of death, fear of the losing of the near and dear, and that's why they believe certain level this fear will be they can manage by the help of the religion. That's why the people they don't have the clear understanding, they don't have the clear the thought and clear the understanding. So that's why the people out of fear, they used to go to the forest. They're going to refuse the forest, stone. They used to go temple. They used to go to the tree. They used to go to the river. Different places, different objects they created, they used to go refuse for the sake of overcome from the fear. But as they are going to refuse, some extent they get relief. They some extent they have to develop something like the courage. So with that they are doing all this right and ritual. So that why people are going to, because they don't have the confidence. So if you have the confidence means the sabda means the clarity, and if you have the clear understanding, and you no need to go to the all refuges, and you will have some moral values, and something like ethics, something like the wisdom, the best of idea. So that's why the people are going to refuse to the different object for the seeking the some strength in mind. So of course they some extent they will be get relief. And so 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 everybody want to overcome from the fear. So that Bhagavan Buddha suggests, if you really want to overcome the fear, one has to lead a moral life, disciplined life, and good behavior. Then slowly confidence will be developed. Then the clear understanding will be developed. Then one can lead without fear and good life. So living with fear, it is not possible to attain any harmonious and peace of mind. It is not possible at all. So that's why this Bhagavan Buddha always encouraged to his disciple to study other scripture, other religious object. It never discouraged to his disciple. Always he encouraged to study the other religious object. So if the comparative study, do, then we have the more clear about the religious concept, and what is the religious discipline, what is the religious principle. So all these things will be more clear, so that if we have clear understanding, and will understand what is the benefit and what is not benefit. If it is the religious principle is the rational and logic, and then the Bhagavan Buddha encouraged to his disciple, you just adopt and follow. So Bhagavan Buddha given the free license to inquire this uh, 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 religion. So the other some religious community, so they have some restriction. They don't encourage to read the other religious object like a book and audio, whatever. So there is some restriction. So when that restriction is there, then they have no freedom. They have maybe the different idea, different view, then the different way they want to analyze, but that thing is totally close, and they have to only believe and pray. Then whatever God said, whatever the spiritual leader said, he have to follow strictly, and whether the good or bad, he have to follow. So that's the religious religious thing is very limited. So then all the freedom they have taken. So there is no freedom. If he want to free inquiry, and it is not allowed, so that's that he compelled to be whatever pleasant, unpleasant he feel, he have to be there only. So this is the way, how now the religious thing is happening. So Buddhist point of view, one should not restrict, and one has to encourage to the free inquiry. So good things to have to the highlight, good things that we have to promote, and the bad thing have to reject. So like this we have to do. So the religion is something like not something like enforced and follow, and it should be something like the free choice. You have to choose, and you have to follow. So you have to yourself to analyze, you have to yourself to experience, and if it is good for you, then if it is the benefit for you, then you just follow it. So that this should be the free the choice. So one should not enforce to follow any religious principle. So that one can freely think and freely inquiry, freely do, and he'll be experienced. Of course, while he was doing all those things, he will be the experience, maybe pleasant thing, unpleasant thing. Now nothing is the waste. The pleasant thing also, it is something like if you take positively, that is also wisdom, experience. And unpleasant thing also, if take positively, that's also experience, that is the wisdom. So that we should be the free inquiry, and freely you have to choose the religion. So by doing this, one has to more informative and more the clear concept and clear idea about the religion. So now by the God center of the religion. So now whatever we expect, so that all these things God will be do. God will be to arrange everything for your freedom, for your development, for your the livelihood, for everything. So you nothing to do, nothing to worry. So if that belief is there in religion, then so if you go practically, then it is totally different. Whatever you are achieving in the throughout your life, whatever you're getting, so if you deeply analyze and you yourself doing and you yourself the getting, so if you do have some the hope, oh Bhagavan, the God will be give me, God will be arrange everything for me. If you wait and you get nothing, so that Bhagavan Buddha said, oh, whatever I say, whatever I show the part to you, just you analyze, you just see what is right, what is wrong. So Bhagavan said, I can show you only part, only way how to achieve. But you have to strive, you have to work for it, we have to work for it. So that for liberation also, Bhagavan they never told, I will carry to you on my shoulder. No. Bhagavan Buddha said, for your freedom, you have to walk. You have to walk. Otherwise, it is not possible to attend liberation. So, for your liberation, you have to walk. Any goal you want to achieve, you have to walk. So, Bhagavan Buddha only taught the technique, the way how to achieve. So that this God concept is something like a freedom to totally taken by the God. So that Buddhist point of view, we believe cause and effect, and whatever we want, we have to do ourselves. So this is the things. So and Buddhist they never encourage the people to embrace religion, their religion. So the Buddhist they are never enforce, and they never give threaten to make the Buddhist sake of the develop the increase the population, Buddhist population. It never done since the 2600. It never happened. So that so Buddhist what they are they encourage, they encourage the pre-inquiry. Just you inquire yourself, and you just experience it, and if you have the benefit by doing this, and if you have the benefit, then you follow it. If you don't have the benefit, then you just reject it. So that Buddhists they are lifestyle is very different. So the Buddhists they are giving to more important is the practice the dana, sila, bhavana, and develop the mind. So these 4 things that they are encouraging. So then if they are the example, the true to the develop the good thing, the wholesome thing. So that things will be automatically attract the people, because everyone want a good thing. Everybody want the pleasant and harmonious. So this Buddhists, they example, giving example, it is something like the harmonious and peace. So wherever the Buddhists, they used to promote that peace and harmonious. So then automatically the people will be attracted. Then if they come and adopt, embrace the Buddhism, well and good. So then they also come and they put effort by they have to practice. Otherwise, the only putting level, only putting the Buddhism, the religion, if they don't does not practice, and they cannot get any benefit. So that the Buddhist point of view, they have to practice, they have to experience, they have to take benefit by doing the practice. So sometimes this happen. Sometimes like a religious is something like sometimes it's work like the virus. So if you talk any religion, so there will be something like people will not eager to listen, because now the whole world there is the group of religious group, they will be create something like a fanatics, and they will be to create something like a communal violence, and they will be create a different way the problem. So that's why the people have now to slowly they are not interested to uh, uh, interested about religion. So the people are those who are intellectual, they are the more they are interested about the life, about this the truth. So that this religion, if any religion, so if there is a truth in the sense like the Bhagavan Buddha said, any religion, there is so many religion across the world. So if any religion have, there is the four noble truth, eight noble part, then there is the right religion. Because if this the two thing, four noble truth and eight noble part is there, then there is a hope to get freedom. So if any religion don't have this the four noble truth and eight noble path, then we can consider this will be lead toward the liberation. And this is very limited, and this is something like the worldly activities, the worldly thing. Yeah. So that this the Buddhism support very much about the freedom of thought. Like the Bhagavan Buddha said, you welcome. It's just like the Swakatu Bhagavata Dhamma Santitiko Akaliko Ipasiko, the quality of the Dhamma, he said. So he welcome and come and see and experience. So if it is benefit, then you just follow. So that very clearly, and nothing hide. Whatever he got, just the prehend he given here. It is the quality of the Dhamma. If you to go through this Dhamma, so Dhamma quality, six quality, you will be understand how exactly the religion will give the freedom. So in the Kalama Sutta, there is a sutta called Kalama Sutta. In that sutta, the Bhagavan Buddha said, so if there is if the elder say something, this is good, and if the scripture say it is very good, and if the teacher said this is very good, and simply you should not believe it. You should not agree with this. And he said, whatever they say, just you experience. So, and do it. By doing, if it is good for you, good for other, good for everybody, then this is considered good. Sometimes maybe it is good for you and good for nothing for other, and good for nothing for the all. So that will be not considered the good. So maybe it good for other, it may be good, it may be not good for you. So that will be not considered this is good. So it's the good criteria should be good for everybody, good for you, good for other, good for everybody. That is the consider good. So that it is very clear. And if it is the real this real dhamma can make liberate, then the religion will be, that religion will be not entertained. The religion will be, that religion, particularly religion, will be not depend on the external power and superstitions and all those things. So external power they not they entertain. So that whatever the happening within inside of us, so that they will be realized, then they will be uh, experience, then they will be develop the confidence, then they will be they will be know what is good, what is bad. So that internal strength they will be developed. So they are not fond of the external the power. So by doing that, so what will happen? Then your the balanced minds will be there. So this the balanced mind, balanced mind can help you to understand what is good, what is bad, what is the wrong, so what is the right. So then if you understand what is wrong, what is right, then you are slowly free from the fear. So this the freedom they can give you only by the understanding and developing the wisdom. So that can give you freedom. So that the human to weakness is the only the concept of God. So when a religious teacher talk about the God, then even highly educated people also, they are helpless, because it's God. God is doing everything. Though he have the intellectual knowledge, education, and understanding power, even though when you to come the level of the God, at that time they are helpless. They surrender. Then whatever the spiritual guru say, they will simply agree. They will blindly they do. So that is the problem. So the wise people they always they themselves they ask themselves, so whatever I am doing, so is it good for me, good for other, good for everybody? So they will be just analyze, and they will be question themselves. Then they will be they will be to understand. So what is good, what is bad. So the based on that, then slowly they will be uh, overcome from this exploitation and all this thing. So now if you talk about this freedom, there is the different level of the freedom, like the freedom from fear, freedom from the poverty, freedom from the livelihood, the freedom from the sickness, the freedom from death, the freedom from the different kind of the suffering. So these are the all the level of freedom. So if you want to make freedom, from the your fear. So you have to develop the confidence. The confidence will be developed by understanding only. By developing the wisdom, then this understanding and this the wisdom will be make you free from this fear. So this the fear simply will be not away, and so that there must be some amount of understanding and freedom from poverty. So to make the freedom from poverty, one has to educate. Without education, it is very difficult. So that one, if you want to overcome from the poverty, one has to educate. By the education, one will get some the broad mind and understanding level is very high, and he have the skill to earning and different ways he can earn. Then he can slowly overcome from the poverty. So if there is no education, that it's very difficult to overcome the proper poverty. So of course some uneducated, no education, those people also they also uh, doing some business skillfully, they also they become the rich, they are also there, they are also they have some spirit, something like the skill. This is something like they learned from their parent, and they learned from this. But whereas if you educated yourself and more confident and more clarity and the concept of business, the concept of all earning the skill you have, and no need much struggle to develop your business or whatever earning. So that's why they educate. Education is the tool for the removing the poverty, and it is the education also should right way of education. That education also should be the moral base. So sometimes we consider the education also now the only business and only money. Uh, just whatever children how they are growing, nobody care. Just simply growing, and they I have the so much the craving, craving tendency and craving attitudes, and they will become blind. So that's why the Guruji always used to tell, we have to emphasize, and we have to with education we have to give the moral education. So the moral education is very important. Now it is the highly qualified people also everywhere, and nobody listen them, and nobody will be care them, and they are simply just roaming here and there, wasting time, because they are no moral. The lack of moral they have the lot of the problem. So that moral is sometimes very important to the develop in the life. So like this we have to educate and overcome from the poverty. Then next we have the freedom from the politics, that also require to live the good life and secure life. And if your political background is not there, then so many people they exploited, and the people they just they suffer. So that you have to overcome from the political freedom also. So if you have to grow into political, so that will to make you free from the political exploitation. So that is the another freedom. And next uh, fear of sickness, and you have to overcome from the fear of sickness. So the fear, and you are not free from the sickness. For that you have to some moral value and discipline, good behavior, and some the moral ethics thing you have to do. So that will be help you some extent, uh, till the last breath. Maybe you will be remain the healthy, and you'll be not affected with uh, dangerous disease, sickness, because you are leading the moral life. And because of the immoral life and no discipline, and the lack of discipline, lack of moral, lack of the behavior, sometimes the unnecessary we create some the problem. So if anybody mold their life with this the moral and the discipline, and you say the sila, so this automatic will be overcome from this the sickness of the fear of sickness. Then you will be free from the sickness, but it is only temporary only, it is not permanent. Then next, aging and death. Of course, nobody is free from death, but you are the lucky enough to having this human life, and it shows the so much you have done the wholesome wholesome deed. That's why you landed human to human life, and this life is the so valuable life. So you have to real way, you have to think very deeply, and you have to take a benefit from this human life. So you have to live the full life. Of course, nobody is the free from the death. One has to die, but some people they die in the childhood. Somebody died at young age. Somebody died in the middle age. Somebody died old age. Somebody died maybe after becoming the full old. Then no problem. But before the old age, if you die, then you are not fully live the life, and you have the so much opportunity. And for example, if you have life spent maybe the 100 year, so you have the 100 year opportunity to develop something like merit, by engaging in different kind of wholesome activities. You have the more opportunity to develop merit. The merit is the important role play in our life, day to day life, so that this opportunity everybody don't have. So that if you do like this, then you will be slowly free from the dead also. So that like this, and it is the free. It is the free means that this is not the meaning to whatever you like to do, whatever like you want to do. No, there must be something like a gochara. Gochara means something like there's a field, the grazing field. So we used to take the cows and grazing. So there is a particular area. That particular area, so the cow should be remain there. If that particular area to cross, then there is a danger. So similar way, the freedom means to what? Freedom means just something like the freedom from the danger. So you should not unnecessary create the danger, because there is a gosara, the area, particular area. Or is the traffic now? Traffic also there is a certain rule. So you are going to, for example, you are traveling. So to reach your destiny, you have to follow some rule, traffic rule. If you not follow the traffic rule, then you are not free. Then you will be not reach your destiny. So that is the there. So that the Bhagavan Buddha they given to something like a sila. Sila. Sila is the something like a morality. 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 Morality can purify your physical level, verbal level of the uh, action. You are doing the three action like the physical action, verbal action, and mental action. But by the observing sila, one will be purified these two action like verbal action and physical action. So this two thing, by purifying this physical action and verbal action, by observing sila, one can purify. But this can lead you, maybe next life, maybe if you after die, maybe you'll be born in the human world. Human world also, you will be reborn in the good family, and everything comfortable, everything you will have, and maybe you will be reborn in the divine world by observing the sila. So then by observing sila, one can easily reborn in the heavenly world. And next the samadhi. Samadhi means meditation. If you practice meditation, then what will happen? And if you develop the jhana, like jhana, so that jhana will help you to reborn to like a Brahma world and divine world. And if you to practice the vipassana, not only the samatha, it is something like a vipassana. So vipassana can lead you up to enlightenment, which is called the nibbana. So nibbana, free from all suffering. So that is the totality free from the all suffering. So like this, the religion will be help to make the gradually the evolution and develop toward the nibbana. So like this. So then now as we are the living with six senses, this is our six senses. Yesterday also the touch this the point. Six senses mean the eyes, ear, nose, the tongue, body, mind. This is the six senses. So six senses is always we are in our day-to-day life very much active. Through six senses only, we are creating something like a good thing, and sometimes if we are not allowed mindfulness, and we will be to create something unpleasant thing because of the three senses. Yeah. So that sometimes maybe you are practicing meditation, and sometimes you used to go to meditation center like a vipassana and some other center also. So that time maybe many of you experience, and whatever you have seen, whatever you hear, based on that only the thought will become. So that's why the meditation instructor, they use always instruct just the primary object. They encourage, they suggest you just observe your the breathing, incoming breath, outgoing breath. So that is the primary the object. So all the meditator or those who practice meditation, they usually they observe the incoming breath, outgoing breath. So then by the observing that, then the six senses, maybe the eye, through eye object, and through ear object, hearing object, and through the nose, the odor object, then through the tongue, just the taste object, and through body feeling object, and to uh, through mind mental object. So these are always activate. So through this only, so we sometimes uh, welcome something like greed, hatred, and delusion. So if we are not mindfulness, through these six senses only it enter. This is the greed, hatred, and delusion. And if you are mindfulness, then what will happen? You are mindfulness, so that there is no greed, no hatred, no delusion. So this is the positive. So that if you want to stop this the, this sixth door, it is something like a door, and this door, if you close, then there is the whatever the dangerous animal will be not enter, like the mosquito will be not enter, snake will be not enter, the dog will be not enter, because the close door is closed. So that Bhagavan Buddha said in this the Satipatthana, Vinaya loke avijja domanasang. Greed, hatred, and delusion always they attack in this world. So whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you smell, whatever you taste, whatever you feel, whatever you think, all this the oriented of something like the greed, hatred, and delusion. So that this always the attacking. Yeah. So that's why this said the upadhana khanda. This is just arising and clinging on the five aggregate. So that's why this the three root we after closing, then it will be not enter the greed, hatred, and delusion. So that by the observing this, the six senses the observe, like by doing that, then you will be understand what is wholesome and what is unwholesome, and whatever you doing with volition. So if anything you are doing with greed, hatred, delusion, that will be considered something like unwholesome. So anything you are doing to uh, uh, absent of the greed, hatred, and delusion, alupa adasa amaha, that will be considered like a wholesome. Then you'll be understand clearly this the this the two thing, wholesome and unwholesome. Then the three level you will be understand, like the study I told that this the only the intellectual level, and the practical level, and you can experience level. So these three level if you understand, then you're more and more clear. So then next said, while you are doing meditation, and that time there they said, ditte ditte ditteva matang bhavisati. Whatever you are seeing, the seeing object, be with the seeing object without reacting, without generating any ill will, greed, hatred. Just objectively and with balanced mind, be with that. And next said sutte 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 matang bhavisati. Whatever you are hearing and hearing object, just you observe without generating any ill will and greed, hatred, and delusion. Just With balanced mind, you observe. Then mutte mutteva mutte this mutte muttena the bhavisati. Whatever you smell, whatever you smell, just you that order, you observe without greed, hatred, and delusion. And vinyati vinyamate bhavisati. Whatever thought arises in your mind, just be with that thought. So without generating any ill will, the greed, hatred, and delusion. Objectively, you observe. Then by doing that, then slowly it will be more and more the calm your mind, and more the all this the defilement will become too weak, and slowly it will be uprooted. So this is the way how to make freedom. Then there is a one incident happened during the Buddha's time. So there is a one highly learned the teacher. Teacher means something like a monk, and he is very good in teaching, and his name is the Potila. He was the abbot, something like a very most senior the monk. So his name and fame famous everywhere, and he have this thousand together the thousand of the disciple from the different sect, different religious community. He used to teach them, and any subject he can teach very nicely, and he is that profession. Yeah. So one day that Potila, he went to the Bhagavan Buddha to meet Bhagavan Buddha, and Bhagavan Buddha they have seen Potila have come. Then Bhagavan Buddha said, "Oh useless Potila, come. Oh useless Potila, they come and sit. Oh useless Potila, you to go." Then Potila, after hearing the Bhagavan Buddha word, he was thinking, I am the abbot of this the monastery, and I have so many teachers. Since many years I am teaching different student and thousand students. But Bhagavan Buddha they never appreciate, and Bhagavan Buddha they said nothing good for me. Then he was thinking, why Bhagavan Buddha said like this? Then he understood. Oh, so many years he has spent by only teaching something like it, pariyati, and he never gone to Pativeda, and he only thinking script, only the book knowledge he have there, but he never have the experience knowledge. Then he took decision. Oh, today onward, I will leave to the teaching. Then I go to the Pativeda center. Pativeda center, where practice happen, like a meditation center. Yeah. So they are in meditation center. They used to meditate only. They used to practice only. So Pariyati only they have this something like a reading by heart, and collecting information, and telling the Dhamma, all these things. So if anybody learn Buddhism, the scripture, he has to go like the Pariyati center, where is the student are there, where are the teacher are there, where are scripts are there, where the teaching is there. So that, like this center they have to go. And Pariyati is the where is the activity, or the based on this the uh, thing. if they want to learn the pariyati, he has to go this kind of center. And Pativedha, where the only practice happening, like only meditation, practice and realizing. So that kind of center they have to go. Then the Potila, he decided to have to go to meditation center only. Then he went there. After going there, that meditation center, there is the abode. And he went there, that abode, that meditation center abode. Then the Putila has a request. So, oh, Venerable Sir, you just instruct me, you guide me. Then that abode was reply, no, I am not there to teach you. You already learn it abode. How can I teach you? I am not there to teach you. Then he reject. Then against he gone other senior monk. He also same answer given. And next other. So like this, so many the monk, nobody there to teach him. Then finally he landed to the last moment, lastly one of the Samanera. He's very young and novice, even not a bhikkhu only. But he is enlightened. And he went, the Potila, he went there. After going there, then he requests to that Samanera. Then the Samanera, first he reject. Then again and again to Putila about his request that Samanera, please guide me, please instruct me. So then finally that Samanera accept his request. Then he was testing to Potila whether he is ready to change or not. Then the Samanera said to Potila, hey Potila, you go to the pond, just you take dip. Yeah. Then the Potila went there. After going there, then to Potila they took dip and pulled weight. And after that, Samanera again called to the Potila. Then after calling, then the Samanera has the thought given Dhamma. What he said, you see Potila, if there is a Igona, there is an animal, small animal, Igona. So if you want to, there is a mount where is the sixth hole. In that mount of the top of the hill, so there is a Iguna. If that Iguna want to catch, so what do you do? What do you do? Then the Potila said, I have to pluck the 5th hole and keep open only 1 hole. Then Potila, he understood. Oh, so far I did not control my 6 senses, my 5 senses. So that's why I not attain enlightenment. Oh, now I have to pluck these 5 senses. Then on that day onward, then he was practicing very diligently this meditation. Then within short time, he attained enlightenment. Without spending long time, he attained enlightenment. So like this. So this the 5 senses, the 5th door, we have to pluck and keep only 1 door. That is the mind door. So the mind door is something like a mindfulness. Sati Sampajanya. Sati Sampajanya means mindfulness along with the understanding, wisdom. So if you walk with this, then it's very easy. So that's why this Potila, when he was not aware, he was the very famous teacher, but he not attained enlightenment. though he able to talk, able to teach nicely the Dhamma, but even though he not attain enlightenment. So after enlightenment only, he was the freedom from all suffering. Like after attaining enlightenment, he have to know the sickness, no aging, no death, no reward, and no fear, no 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 the poverty, no the nothing. Just is the free. Like this only this the pure Dhamma. Pure Dhamma will be the make the free. So then another this the Bhagavan Buddha said. So in the Savatthi, then King Pasannadi, he this the Bhagavan Buddha said, there are the four people. There are four people. They goes. First one is the goes from the to darkness from the darkness, and the second one go to brightness from darkness. Then the third one goes from the darkness the to darkness from brightness, and the fourth one is the to brightness from brightness. These are the person, the fourth type of the person. So this said by the Buddha to the King Pasannadi Kusala in Savatthi, a province in India. So here in our day-to-day life, in the whole world, we can see the people. So the which category we are. So whether we are going to darkness from darkness, or to brightness from the darkness, or to darkness from the brightness, or to brightness from brightness. So just you yourself you have to see. So the first person he said he born in the human world and miserable life, then ugly appearance and poor health, and bodily also defect and blindness, the deafness, and deformation. So and he don't have to eat the food, and he have to such a miserable life, and he don't have to clothes, house, shelter, medicine, nothing. So miserable life. But he never repent, though he have such kind of life, and he indulges by doing the unwholesome thing, the unwholesome activity like killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, and taking intoxicate. And he was the fail to lead the moral life, and he just never thought I will lead the moral life, and just he was committing evil action, and like this he spent the whole miserable life. And after this life, then he may be the land, maybe in the animal world, maybe the human world also, the miserable life, and maybe the ghost world and peta world. So the awful world he will be reborn. So this is the first category of the person. He go from darkness to darkness from darkness. He born a miserable life, and he not acquire any wholesome thing, and he not done any the punya, and he just dead, and after die he reborn. So this is the first category. And second category person, he born like the very poor and miserable life, like the past category, similar way to he reborn. But though he reborn to miserable life, he have some field, something like it repent. Oh, because of the unwholesome activity I have done. I have done some unwholesome action. Because of that's only I reborn to here in the miserable life. And he have some the thought, oh, now that I got the human life, at least I have some opportunity to lead the moral life, and I should have to observe some sila, like the not killing, not stealing, not misconduct, and not stealing, not telling lie, not intoxicate drink. And to some extent he was observing the sila. So that person, after the born a miserable life, but he have some wise thinking, and he have done some meritorious deed in his lifetime, so that particular person, maybe after death he'll be reborn in the good plane of existence. Like here the example they given, uh, first a person sitting on the ground, and next he will be just sitting on the chair, and next he will be riding on the horse, and next he riding on the ornament, decorated ornament, with ornament elephant, and then he r- he residing and decorated house. Like this the development took place, and like this he just progress, and developed toward the happiness. So then, in this way, he will be maybe after that he will be landed in the Deva world and Brahma world. So at the good plane of existence, if human also, he will be reborn, and good family, and maybe he will be the king, or maybe the very rich person, and maybe he will be the very powerful person. So this is second category. This is the true brightness from darkness. And next is a third category of person. Next categories of the person is said, there's a person that he is born, he born he's the parent is very rich, and rich family, and he have all kind of support, and he have the food, shelter, everything, medicine, luxurious life. But unfortunately, he have no intention to do good, and he grown very luxurious life. But after growing, then he have no no thought of observing the precept, no thought of developing the mind, no thought of developing the wisdom, and he without repent, without sympathy, he just killing, stealing, misconduct, and all the panchasila he break. Then that person, that person is like descending gradually now. So like he was the full decorated house. From decorated house, he was the riding the decorated ornament elephant, and riding on the horse, and sitting on chair, and then the fall ground level. So like this, and where is the present life? He was very rich and comfortable life. After this, then he gone to very low level. Maybe he is after that he will be reborn in this awful world. So the fourth category of person, fourth category of the person is something like he is born in this the human world to raise into his family, and he have abundantly all facility, and he was the luxurious life, all the clothes, the shelter, medicine, everything he have. And same time he was thinking, oh, because of the past the good karma, I have all this facility, and this facility maybe it not sustained forever, it is only time being. So if I lost this this facility, then I don't have the opportunity to cultivate merit. Then with that wholesome thought, and he start to observe the sila, like giving dana, and not killing, not stealing, not misconduct, and fully he devoted to the sila, and he was restraining to all the sila. So this person, he is already living in the decorated house, and he is already the decorated ornament elephant, and riding the horse, and all those things. And after that also, he will be reborn to the heavenly world. So this is the four category of the person. Then now we have to decide which category of this person. So if the fourth category is the person is the excellent category of the person, so he will be happy in this present life and happy in the future life also. So that now the whatever the position you have now, the all you are the truth seeker. So the you still the Buddha Sasana is available in this world. So the Bhagavan Buddha said those who are the punyavanta, and those who are the more and more the merit, they only reborn in during the Buddha's time, and those who have the little the merit, then they will be reborn in the still the available flourish the Buddha's Sasana, Buddha's dispensation. So you are the lucky enough, they are upasaka and upasika. So you the born in this the human world, still the Buddha Sasana is available, Buddha Sasana is the flourishing across the world. So you have the more opportunity to practice and understand and develop the meditation, and develop the panya. So just you take decision which category you want to be. So if the first category is worst category, second is the second worst, third is the little bit better, and the fourth one is the excellent one. So excellence the life that you have to lead. So this excellent life only they make you free from the suffering. So the Bhagavan Buddha said in the Satipatthana Sutta, there are the four kind of the practice: Kayanupasana, Vedananupasana, Chittanupasana, Dhammanupasana. Anybody practice the person the vipassana, so one will be attain enlightenment. So Bhagavan Buddha said, till the 5,000 year, Buddha Sasana will be remain. Whatever I thought, whatever I teach, according to my word, anybody obey, anybody follow strictly, they will be make freedom from all suffering. And those who follow strictly, they will be attain enlightenment. So the enlightenment will be never to be scarcity. So till end of the Buddha Sasana, so that we are all are in this the human world. We are involving with wholesome action, unwholesome action. We do sometimes the wholesome action, we do sometimes unwholesome action. So if we do doing like this wholesome action, unwholesome action, then we cannot say specifics the destiny after that. Like yesterday I give an example from the very tall tree. If you have to throw one small piece of paper, that paper where it will be land nobody knows, because the paper may be the landing on the mud, paper may be the landing on the water, maybe on the bushes, on the tree, on the ground, somewhere will be land. So that if you till you are involved with the wholesome and unwholesome activity, we cannot take decision, I will reborn in this particular plane of existence. It is never. But if you practice and attain enlightenment in this very life, then you can demand, oh, after death I'll be reborn in this plane of existence, particular plane of existence, like a Satapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arahat. Satapanna, they will be reborn only 7 times. In human world, if they reborn, they will become the very powerful, maybe king and very rich people and a good family. And if they reborn also in the heavenly world, they will be very powerful devas. So they will be reborn only the 7 times. And this the Sakadagami, Anagami, Sakadagami, I think two times. One time they will reborn. Then Anagami, there is no rebirth. They'll be reborn in Brahma Loka, but there they'll be at an enlightenment. And Arahan, there is no rebirth. So like this, if you qualify it in the enlightenment, then you will be free from the worry, free from the fear, free from the anxiety, free from tension. Now all are we are putujana, though we are living the luxurious life and nothing is shortage in life, comfortable life, but we don't know after that where we are going to land. So if you are wise enough from birth to till now, whatever the action you done, just you can recollect. And you have done, if you have unknowingly done unwholesome action, still you have time, plenty of time, you can reform to make weak that unwholesome, you have to do to more wholesome action. So the wise people, they will be do like this. So I think the time is running there now.
Okay, thank you very much, Bhante. So I think we are coming to an end. It's time to wrap up. There are still questions, but we will go through this, share it with Bhante, and then additional answers can be provided. So with that, Bhante, I just wanted to conclude today's session. Thank you very much for the time and the good discourse today. Namo Buddhaya, until we meet again, to everybody.
Namo Buddhaya. Thank you very much, everyone.
Bhante, do you mind giving us little metta before we close the session?
Yeah, sure, yeah. So that I thanks to our particularly Pankaj for taking trouble and pain to managing all this hosting. So because of you only, everybody getting proper way of Dhamma. So it will be in this lot of merit. So may this merit all the participants they get, may they rejoice with that merit, your family and your all relative, may they all enjoy best of health. So I now give the blessing, may that to you all for your good health, long life, peace of mind, and progress toward the enlightenment. So Bhavatu Sabbhamangalang Rakkantu Sabbha Devata Sabbha Buddhanubhavena Sabbha Dhammanubhavena Sabbha Sanganubhavena Sada Sutti Bhavantu Te. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.